Alright guys, today it will be the first video of the series, probably of 3, maybe 4 videos when we will look at the situation in Bitcoin price action in a global perspective and the current state. What shall we do? In my personal opinion, it is very important point right now. I actually consider a very aggressive long entry at the moment, and probably in the second video tomorrow I will tell about this and why I did this. But today I'll just want to show you the major state. We'll look at some indicators which we didn't cover in the previous videos, and maybe your opinion also will be linked towards the certain scenario. Actually, I tweeted and posted everything on Telegram already, so you can just refer to this data there, and I will just look at the charts which I already posted here. So first of all, historical volatility percentile is basically the volatility of the price which we have at the moment, and in fact I will not go into the details about the indicators because we covered all of them pretty much already before, so I'll just look at the major implications. So volatility of the price is very low right now. Every time when we see such low values, well, usually like 0 is the best, but even if it's not 0, then it's the point of the start of the new rise or drop, and right now we're in the bull market, so we're expecting to see the rise with more probability. So very soon it must start. You see we have like a very sharp drop in the value of the volatility, so it actually will reach 0 in a week or two, maybe even in a few days. So that would be the point from where we shall see the major rise or the drop. Second thing is Mayer multiple. So right now Mayer multiple is in the zone from where the price usually goes up again when we are talking about the bull market. Even in some cases the value of the indicator doesn't go to this zone, but now we are already there, so it also puts some stress on the situation. So we are very close for the reversal, or at least to either reversal or the shift of the current state of the market. Now a few words in terms of the bearishness of the current situation. So we are looking at the vortex indicator. On the weekly time frame, it's just made this bearish crossover. So for example, here it was a bullish crossover and the price went up from $4,000 to $14,000. Here it was the bear market for about a year when we have this bearish crossover. Of course, we had similar cases in 2016 when we also had this crossover, but after that we still went up. And this is actually the part of the hope here, because you see the length of this consolidation, and also here as well, very similar to what we have right now. So in principle we can continue to be around the equality for the positive and negative parts of the indicator, and then we'll just have a chance to consolidate a little bit longer. But in any case, considering the strength of the bull market over here and the strength of the bear market over here and the strength of the bull market in this area as well, this is not a great sign, guys. Not dramatically bearish, but still I would prefer not to see that. Second thing, which is slightly bearish but maybe like neutral to bearish, this is the TTM squeeze indicator. You see, if you will plot the zones on the chart of the price and this indicator and divide it by the regions starting from the positive, like the peak of the positive part of the histogram, to the lowest point of the histogram in the negative area, and then once again from the negative to positive to the peak, and so on and so forth, then you would see that in the pink area what you have is you basically have some kind of the maximum point in the price in this area, and then the lowest point, well, of course it's not ideal, but let's say in this area, in the area of the correction, it's even more pronounced and it's better represented. So anyway, like the high point, low point, and for the green zone it's low point, high point. And then here again, high point, low point, high point, and so on and so forth. So at the current state of the market, you would see that we actually entered the negative area. So technically, we need to go a little bit lower in price, and then we can go after reaching this point to the upside. However, considering the low volatility and the fact that we are very close to the breakout from this area, we may actually make this very soon, and in fact the negative area could be very small. So although this is slightly bearish, but it's not totally bearish in my opinion. And what is really bearish to me is stochastic oscillator. So actually I posted similar chart maybe like a week ago or something, and I pointed out that here we were at the area which is a kind of a border between the bull market and bear market, and if we are technically still there and still in a bull market, then we should see the pullback of this indicator from the zone and see the move of this indicator to the upside, which is a result, of course, of the price move. But we didn't see it. The indicator value actually went below this level. And again, this level is the area which is dividing the bull market here and the bear market over here. We never went below this area in the bull market before. Of course, we can look at like early stages, but you know, here we had like 75% drop. So was it really a bull market or no? Maybe it's just a short-lived bear market and so on. So in any case, this is the thing which I don't really like. Of course, the argument of the bulls is that we are having a very long correction comparing to the price action which we had so far. So in principle, it may be treated as a reasonable characteristics of the current price action, but still I would prefer to see the bounce exactly from this area, from this line. And what else is bearish is MACD. Again, on the weekly time frame, very strong. We have this crossover. Again, you may remember that at some point over here, I was telling that, guys, we are approaching for this crossover, and we had a similar case before. For example, we almost had we had this crossover in 2017, but then we returned back. So if we will see the red part of the histogram just a little, it's still fine, but now it's kind of overstretched situation. We already going too far, and this is a huge signal for many long-term traders and bots and algorithms, by the way, the same as we had here and so on. So this is kind of alarming in my opinion. Of course, the same as with vortex indicator, we may say that this is just overextended correction. It may be a reasonable thing to see such a bearish crossover, which actually doesn't mean much. We may see the price moving to the upside like for $1,000 or $2,000 tomorrow, and then see the bull crossover next day. So yeah, that's technically true, but right now at the moment it doesn't look good at all. But let's see a little bit of data which is more bullish, and I will leave the most of the bullish part for the second and third video, but just start with this thing. This is the stochastic RSI, and stochastic RSI in the recent price action for the previous like few months, you see it shows a very interesting patterns. So like this bell shape form, then it stays at the lower area, then one more bell and one more lower area, and so on and so forth. So technically you may divide all that cyclic behavior into several parts. In this bell shape, you would have the rise and the first small correction. Then the small correction is actually compensated with the first move to the upside, and then the second major correction happens. It actually the best represented over here. So you see the major move to the upside, going down, corrected, then first compensation of this correction to the upside, and then the major drop after that. So right now we actually closed this bell-shaped curve for the stochastic RSI indicator, and we are potentially entering to this green zone, which technically at least should bring us to some temporal move to the upside. It might be not final major breakout, but still it's very, very likely that we'll see at least some temporal green time over here. And moreover, another thing, which is TD sequential indicator, right now we're approaching the point where we might see the red 9, and after red 9, if we'll get like green 1, it would be a buy signal. And of course it doesn't work always like that. For example, here it was green 9, but then after that we still had the rise. But on the other hand, for example, over here it was red 9, green 1, we had the major rise after, well, major within this correction, we had like significant rise over here. Or vice versa, in this area we had the green 9, red 1, and then we went down. So in principle, if we'll see the red 9 and then green 1, it might be the beginning of the rise, temporal one or the major one, but still this is the argument for the bull scenario. So of course there's a lot of data which we covered so far, mostly bullish in my opinion, but still we need to try to be unbiased. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow I will add more to the current picture. So stick with the channel, guys. And by the way, if you are still watching this on the Crypto Hamster channel, please go to the another one, because very soon in 2-3 videos I probably will stop posting English content on this channel. We'll leave only Russian content here, and all the English content will migrate to the new channel, which you can find using the link in the description of this video. Okay, I guess that is it for today. I hope that it was useful. Thank you for watching.